I pass 103 comma null, I want single record irrespective of status. Irrespective of the status, I want one record. Did you understand or not? The status can be active, the status can be inactive, none of my business. Irrespective of the status, I'm expecting this. Okay, now, suppose if I write like this, comma true. I want single record only when the status is active. Understood? Another scenario. Array, the combinations here, just the permutations and combinations. Are you clear? We're just using the different permutations and combinations. Both are null. Everything fetch me. ID is null, value is true, active records. ID is null, status is false, inactive records. ID is not null, status is null. Single record irrespective of the status. Next, ID not null, status true, active. Single record only when the status is active. Same way when the status is inactive. Are you clear? Now when you're passing, just understand. Take this as one set. Both of them should be null. This is another scenario. What is this? Array, both this can be one only. Parameter will be true or false. And here, this is another scenario. And again, these two are falling under the same only. Yes or not? Option 1, both are null. Correct na? Array, then don't pass anything here. If both are null, don't pass anything now. Second, in this scenario, pass only status value. If you don't pass ID automatically null now. In this, pass only ID value. Here, pass both. Yesterday I shown you, man, in SQL Server, if I don't pass anything, all the records will be printed on the screen now. If I pass only status, it's getting the data based on the status now, true or false. If I pass only ID, it will fetch me the data based on ID. If I pass ID and status, it will fetch me the data based on ID and status also. Observe it. What is your database? Execute, present name, select. Not passing anything, see? All the records are fetched. Option 2, pass only status equal to 0. Inactive records. There are no inactive records here. Option 3, see there, you're not passing all, you're passing only one. Next scenario. Pass only ID. That can be active or inactive, here I'll get it. That can be active also, it can be inactive also, I'll get it. Next, comma 1. I'll get it only when it is active. Sorry. I'll get only when it is active. And the same way, only when it is inactive. See, it's not inactive, I'm not getting it. See guys, again, understand, this is one set. These two falls under the same only. 3, 4. Understood? We need to replicate all in our code now. Understand? We need to replicate all in our code now. Okay, I'll do it. Just a minute. But in the first case, I'm telling you, you don't require to pass any values. So in my code, only 3 conditions, 3 sets only should be done, not 4. Why? Fourth one, no need to pass the value. What is the fourth one? First one is the fourth. I'm telling you, no to pass the value. So observe it, guys, how to write the logic, how to write it. What is the return type of your method? So first declare it, list of student is equals to new list of student. Carefully observe what you're doing. You're getting a list of which type? So in this, you can store student values now. Finally, that should be the result. It is going to be returned out of this now. See now your method is giving error now. Why? No return statement, sir. Return. See, error is resolved, see. But right now, if I call, it will return you empty list. It returns you empty list. Want empty list, huh? No, the list should be filled with all the values now. The list should be filled with all the values. All the values should be filled up into the list. Okay, now? So let us fill up all the values, guys. Let us fill up all the values. And while writing this code, let us implement exception handling also in our applications. Otherwise, tomorrow, if there is any mistake, we'll face the problem. So let us add a try block, catch block, exception EX, finally block. Try catch finally, all the 3 now. Try block, catch block, finally. What to write in each block, I'll tell you. Let's come to the try block. What do you require to do in the try block? What I require to do is, I require to call the procedure. Which procedure? Student underscore select. Correct? Tell that. How to tell? CMD dot command text is equals to the name of the procedure. Who will call the procedure command? So I should tell to the command which procedure to call now. Which procedure to call? Which procedure to call? Employee, I'm sorry, student underscore select is the procedure to call. Okay. Now, what you're required to do is, you're telling this procedure. Now, to call the procedure, you're required to pass on all the parameter values now. You have to pass on all the parameter values. And these parameter values are all based on these 2 parameters here. Are you clear? Observe it carefully, guys. If ID, SID not equal to null and status not equal to null. This is one condition. What is this? Both are not null. If both are not null, you need to pass both to the procedure now. Correct? Huh? Second scenario. Else if SID equal to null and status not equal to null. What you're required to do? You're required to pass the status. You're required to pass the status. Third, SID not equal to null and status equal to null. What is the fourth scenario? Both are null. If both are null, no need to write logic, guys. If both are null, no need to write logic. So what logic should I write, sir, like this? Array, if both are not null, I need to pass both these 2 values to my procedure now. How to pass? Watch. CMD dot parameters dot add with value, and you're required to tell which parameter? SID. What is the value? SID. You're passing the value to SID, guys. Watch. What is the name of the parameter? Value. Array, value should be a parameter now. See what I done. Did you understand? You learned already in C# classes about this. Next. Add with value. @ status, comma, status. Now tell me in the second one, simply copy this is enough. Tell me in the third one, watchman. In the first case, I'm passing two values. See, two values. Other scenarios, what is it here? Only ID, only status. Check, all are there. Clear? Sorry, both are null. No need to pass na. I'm also not passing. I'm also not passing. So when will it enter the if condition? Only when these conditions are satisfied. Remember, generally when you work with list controls, you have this particular problem here. What is the problem? You add some items in the list. And again, if you try to add a new item, it will append but not override. Here also, the procedure has a problem here. First time I called a procedure. Two parameters are added. Two parameters are added to command. Second time I call. Again, two parameters will be added. Total 4 parameters will become now. So that's way, if you recollect, we're done with the list also, and you learned it with your radio.NET classes also. Before adding the parameter, this is a very important thing you're required to do. What is it? Clear the old parameters before adding the new parameters. Clear the old parameters before adding the new parameters. Watch the code carefully. cmd.parameters.clear. What will it do? Clear any old parameters present. Freshly, now I'm telling to the procedure, call me the procedure, I'm telling to the command, call me student underscore select. Then I'm passing on the parameter values. If I give two values, it will call me the procedure passing the two values. If I pass only status, it will call the procedure by passing status. If I pass ID, it will call the procedure by passing ID. If I don't pass anything, it will call the procedure by not passing anything now. Got it? So understood the concept? What next? So which procedure to call I said? And also I'm giving all the values to it also. I'm giving all the values. Now start the journey. What? Con dot. The connection is open now. Once the connection is open, you're required to execute this procedure. You're required to execute the procedure. What type of procedure is it? Query. What type of procedure is it? Query. If it is a query procedure, you're required to call the method execute reader. Remember, if it is a non-query, execute non-query. Execute non-query. Now it is execute reader. What is the return type? SQL data reader dr is equals to the return type is a data reader. So all the data comes into the data reader. I already explained in your ASP.NET also working with the data reader to you. A pointer, all the data is loaded, you're required to call next and you're required to navigate between the records, all these things. Now also same story. What you'll do, you will pick one by one record from the table now. You'll pick one by one record from the data reader, convert into student and add it in the list. Understood? Watch a while loop. While loop, man, the loop runs until the last record now. Now in every iteration, one record comes now, correct? Yes or not? Right now, where is the pointer pointing? Right now, the pointer is pointing to first record. Pointing to first record. Okay, create a student class instance here. Student is equals to new student. And pass on the values to it. For student, what are the attributes? SID. What should be the SID? TR of SID. But do you remember this only I said you, the drawback. What is that? ADO.NET is not type safe. SID is integer, but here it is an object. So what should I do? I need to convert dot 2 into 32 of TR of SID. Second parameter, name. Name is equals to, tell me, convert dot to string of TR of name. Class. Tell me fast. Convert dot 2 into 32 of TR of class. Next, this convert dot to decimal I taken, I think. Yeah, decimal, guys. to decimal of TR of fees. Last one is a string only. Photo. Convert dot to string of TR of photo. So what happens when the loop runs? First time, first record will come, creates a student instance. Once the instance is created, what am I doing? Students dot add student. I'm adding this to the list now. So loop runs now, 5 records there now. 5 times the loop runs, 5 records are constructed and they're added into the list. They're added into the list. Are you clear? Yes or not? So now finally, that list is what I'm returning back to you. Array, see that return. If the list is 0, means the query did not fetch the data. If the list is not 0, query fetched the data. Okay, na? Fine. So we have written all the logic. This is going to do it. Next. Finally. Connection close should always be in the finally block, right? Finally. Now what about exception, sir? When exception occurs, the control jumps to exception. Huh? Where you're writing this logic, DAL class. Yes or not? Earlier, you learned about exception handling in your console apps. You learned about exception handling in your Windows apps, all web forms. See, when you're writing exception handling in a class, you're directly running that class. You're writing the exception handling in a form. You're directly running that form. In ASP.NET also, you're writing exception handling code, you're running the web form. But understand, are you running this DAL class? No, we're not running the DAL class. What are we running? View. View will call, actually, not view also, exactly speaking, controller. Who will run? Controller. Controller is going to run now. Controller in the background is going to call the DAL class. So now tell me, the user is facing the DAL class directly or the controller? Controller call the DAL. If exception occurs in the DAL, how will the DAL report it to the user? Earlier, when we learned console application, you're directly talking to the class. In that class only you have the exception handling that is directly reporting you. In web forms, Windows forms, all the same architecture. You're directly interacting with the appropriate class and that class is telling you. But now you're not interacting with this class. You're interacting with the louder. Controller interacts to the DAL. So DAL cannot report the message directly to the user. So what it has to do, it has to throw this error to the controller. DAL is reporting to controller. Controller should report to the user now. Did you catch the point? Controller should report to the user. Did you understand my point here? See, I called controller. Controller called DAL. DAL got the error. So DAL should throw to controller. Now controller is responsible to show it to the user. Understood, everyone? Okay, so this is what I have just implemented for you. You can just see the logic. First, empty list. Try block. Clear the parameters. Command text. Next. Both are not null, passing the 2. Second, ID not null, status null, passing ID. Reverse. Okay, na? Open. Then load the data into data reader. A while loop, creating a student class instance and converting. Like this also we can do conversion. Like this also we can do conversion. Are you clear? But problem like this writing the code is tomorrow, if photo is null, you cannot convert this into a string, it will throw in error. Are you clear? So what is the best way to write? This is only the correct way to write the logic here. This is the correct process to implement your logic. Understood? Okay, so better write like this only. Okay, not like this. But anyway, you can just do it, just trying to show you both. The error is occurring in the DAL class, and DAL class cannot show that error to user because user is not talking to the DAL class. So user is talking to whom? Controller. Are you getting me? See, you went to a jewelry showroom or somewhere. You went to somewhere. There is a salesman interacting with you. You asked for something. When you asked for something, the salesman called someone and said that bring this. Bring this. And the person went inside, said he could not find it. He could not find it or something wrong now. And that person will not come and tell to you. Am I correct or not? The person will not come and tell to you. Whom will he tell? Salesman. The salesman will convey the message to you. Why? You did not call that person. Who called? Salesman. Here also same process now. Who is the salesman for us now? The controller. We are the end users. I am talking to the controller. Controller is talking to the model. If there is an error in the model will not tell that error to user. The model will report to controller. So what is the model doing? Throwing it to controller. Controller will finally report it to the user. Understood? Okay. Let me, anyhow, I need to give you latest version of the code. Okay, let us change up this also. Because I said you'll update it. I'll update all the appropriate things. Yesterday, it's a hectic schedule for me. There's a production release yesterday. I slept last night at midnight, 2 o'clock. It's a production release is there. So very hectic schedule. So I'm not able to focus. This weekend, I will do it, guys. And I will provide you. I want to tell you one thing. In the weekend, you have some, every weekend, they're conducting for you some workshops, basically. Right? Are you aware? Every weekend, they're giving you some workshops here. So this weekend, you have an excellent workshop, guys. The workshop is on prompt engineering. You know, prompt engineering? The workshop is on prompt engineering. How to use AI, basically, in your application development means, when you're talking, say, tomorrow you want something, and when you want something, you can just interact with your ChatGPT or something to get the results. But querying that also should be very accurate. Querying that also should be very accurate. If you give some wrong query, it won't understand properly. So how to talk with your AI? How to talk with AI? That is called as prompt engineering. We call that as prompt engineering. I think this Sunday, 10 o'clock, there is a workshop on that. Okay, don't miss it. That will be very helpful for you tomorrow when you are working in the industry. Okay, it's a free workshop. I think you can attend online also. Just check it out in our Narisheti website. The information is available. And yeah, you try attending for it better. You'll be having an idea how to talk with AI first. Yes. If you don't talk with AI properly, I'll tell you. Last night only, when I was in the office, I saw one ad, guys. It ad about if at all you give a photo, AI will generate a video based on that. Today we have a lot of AI videos. There is a free tool. He said that there is a free tool which can do that for you. There's a free tool, some video creator or something. He said that, I don't remember. But when I was, that caught me very interesting. What is it? That if you put your photo, that will generate a video and give you. And you can tell to it what you're expecting from it. What you're expecting from it. You can tell it. But it's a free tool in the sense it's a paid version. A trial version is given for you. You can use a trial version. In the trial, you can just give some questions and it will generate for you. If you don't give the question correctly, what is the problem? I'll tell you. There are only 5 chances to you, that's all. In these 5 chances, if you cannot speak correctly, if you cannot give the correct question, 6th option is not there for you now. That's why how to convey your requirement to the AI is also important. Are you getting my point? How to convey your request to the AI is also important. So that's the main story here, prompt engineering. Okay. So the workshop on it, just try attending for that. Yeah. You're clear? So what we are doing in the while loop? We're taking the student instance, adding it here. Clearer? There, yeah. All this is there. I said you and shown you also yesterday, but in a wrong place I said you. I'm not telling anything new here, but wrongly placed, because in the notes what I done first is I explained link. But yesterday what we discussed, like let us talk AD what ought to understand the complexities and then go to link. We just misplaced. That's all. Search, create procedure, you'll get all the things. Create table student, you'll find that also. But it's a wrong place I said you. Everything is in the notes. Why you create a student object? You're following the classes from day one. What do you bind to a view? In MVC, what do you bind to a view? Not you, let her talk. Srestha, come on, answer. In MVC, what do you bind to the view? No, wrong answer. Wrong answer, not data. Model. 1 month onwards, you're talking that only, na? What you should bind to the view? Model, not data. Don't say data. Data means, can you bind data set? Data set is also data only. Data is also data. Can you bind them? What you can bind? Model. Only a model can be bound to the view. So you created your model class now. What is the model? Student. Student is your model. You want to bind one student or multiple students? It is a multiple student, then it should be a list of student now. That should be a list of student. So what are you doing? You are picking every record from the data reader. You are converting into a model instance and adding to the list now. So finally what will happen? The list will contain all the records in the form of instances. What object-oriented programming tells you? A table should be like a class in my code now. What is your table? Student. It should be a class in your application now. Student. Every column in the table should be a property for you now. Okay, so you have columns in your table. There should be properties in your class now. There should be properties in your class now. Now every record should be an instance. Every record should be an instance. There, table is a holder of all the records. Here, list is the holder of all the records. The list is going to contain all the records in it. Now this method returns what? A list. A list. What it returns? List. Now this list should be captured by the by the controller, and controller should pass it to the view now. And the view is going to display that information to you finally. Are you clear? We need to do insert, update, delete here. We'll do step by step, one by one. We completed select now. Let us call this and see now. Okay, let us call this and see now. Are you clear with all this code? Yeah, one more time, you can just check it out. Here, all this, adding it, throw. Why you're throwing it? Because the error is coming in the background and that cannot be reported directly to the end user. First report to the controller. Controller will report it to the end user. Con.close, close, final return the students. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, now I wanted to call this particular method. What is the method? I'll name it as a students here. Multiple are just going to be there. So I'll name it. Okay. When I say changing, let's leave it. Okay. Now let me come back to your code now. Where should I call it from? Controller. You need a controller now. Come on, guys. Go to controllers, add a controller. Student controller. And the first important thing you're required to do in the controller is import the model namespace, right? Import the model namespace using MVC with ADO dot models. Okay, now afterwards, what you'll do, create the instance of the DAL class. Create the DAL class instance. Student DAL is equals to new student DAL. Now see, whenever a request is sent to an action method, what will the web server do? I said you, the the web server will first create the instance of the student controller. When the student controller instance is created, that will create the student DAL instance now. Controller instance I won't create. Who will create? Web server. Now controller will create the DAL. And remember, what did you written in the DAL class constructor? Create a connection, create a command, read. See, it's a linking process here. Object-oriented programming is that only. You create one class instance, that will create another class instance, that will create another class instance. Are you getting my point or not? It's a linking process like that. All classes will be active. Okay, fine. Now, this DAL class instance is ready now. Now, my first action method I wanted to write is a method that displays all the students. A method that displays all the students. Public display students. Guys, listen. In this, I can call my DAL class method now. See now, DAL dot select student. What is the method name? Select student. Select student, right? Or student selector. Okay, select student. And now, when you're passing it, what is it telling you? Array, you can pass two values, but both are optional. Question mark indicates they are nullable. Correct? So, if I pass here null, comma null, what it fetches you? All the records as it is. If I tell null, comma true, active records are fetched. Null, comma false, inactive records are fetched. Yes or not? Let us see all these particular things. Initially, I'm starting with null, comma null. What the return type of it? List of student, right? Now see, list of students is equals to, you're capturing it. Now I'll tell you the difference. One day you worked with partial view. On that day you worked with customer, remember? What is the difference on that day's class and today, on that day, you only created the customer instances. You only added all these things to a list and returned back, correct? But here, customer instances are created based on the data in the table. If the table has 1,000 records, 1,000 instances are created. Am I right or wrong? If the table has one record, one instance is created. If the table has a million records, million instances are created. And all that logic is in the DAL class. Now it is not static here, it is all dynamic. Finally, can I pass this view to, can I pass this list to my view now? That is only showing you the code. See now, this is going to launch the view now. And in the view, what should I use? A for each loop to display all the data to users. A for each loop I should write. But remember guys, we need images. We need images now. Sir, images should be uploaded. I said to you, I will delete all these things. And in the ad, I will show you all these things. Uploading, everything will do. But first we want to start with a select. For select, some dummy data we inserted. But what I said yesterday, array, when I'm inserting, I will delete all. I'll make it everything clear and we'll freshly do it. For the time being, guys, in my project, I'm adding a folder. I will name this folder as uploads. What is the name I used? Uploads. Why uploads, sir? Because the user is going to upload the images into it in the insert. We'll write that logic. Wait, for the time being. And how many records we taken? 5 now. Let's add 5 images also here. Right click, add existing item. On my computer, I have images folder. I'm just have some images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These only the names I given now. Image1.jpg, image2.jpg. That's all the names I used yesterday. Same photographs. Clear? Okay. So done. All set now. What next? View, add a view, and the view will receive the data. And once the view receives the data, present that particular data. Okay, meanwhile, right click, add view, MVC5 view. I'm not using any layout. I'm not using any layout. If you want to use a layout, that's your choice. If you want to use a layout, anyhow, we have created an MVC project now. When you created MVC project, then layout is automatic. Then I don't require to specify anything. Use a layout, will use of that layout now. Click on the add button. See, because layout is their blank page game. First step, @model. What do you require to bind? I enumerable of the student. What's it? MVC with ADO dot models dot student. And what I thought you guys, we can use a list also. We can use list also. But using IEnumerable has some advantages. I'll tell you what are the advantages when we go with link you. In the next example, when I talk with link, I'll tell you the advantage of using IEnumerable. But as of now, if you want to use a list there, use a list also. It will work. But IEnumerable has an advantage, I'll tell you in our link example code. Okay, now? What next? The title, display students, something I want to write like display students. Now here, write the logic to display. How you want to display? I want to display the data in a table. Right, table format, guys. I want to display the data in a table format. And how many columns? 5 columns. First column, SID, name, class, fees, photo. Coming to the photo, I want to show only a thumbnail image. Not a full image. Tomorrow 100 records are there, full image. It will become bigger. A thumbnail, just a small thumbnail. Okay, now? After that, I want to add 3 links also. Say in our, when we discussed ASP.NET, we have edit and delete link. Edit and delete link now. Now I want to add 3 links now. What are 3 links? View link, nothing but the details. Second one, edit. Third one, delete. So my table should have 6 columns. 6 columns. First 5 are this. 6th column should contain 3 links in it. Are you clear? Come on, let us design the table. Let us design the table for this. We'll design the appropriate table. And that is all HTML code, guys. That is all going to be HTML code. Okay, first line. I'm using a H2 element and I'm giving a title now. What is it? Student details. Now I want to show the output in a table now, right? I'm using a bootstrap class. I'm using a bootstrap class. Sir, you did not install bootstrap. Why should I install? I taken an MVC project. Okay, but at least you require to drag and drop here. No need. Why? That's already on my layout. Array, that is already on my layout here. That's already in my layout now. And this page will go and merge with the layout. Means both are combined. Means on my header, I have a bootstrap already now. Are you getting me? And that is used here. You want to see that? Go to views, go to shared, go to layout, and in the layout, watch it, guys. It is using bundling. It is using bundling. See, styles.render, content, CSS. Means where you'll find this information, bundle config. Go to bundle config. And in the bundle config, you should find that particular information. So it has created you the bundles to you here now. See there. Check it out. Do you remember site.css? Array, the sites which are common for the whole website will be under site.css. Means this is a library, third-party library. All the styles are there. Same way, you too will be writing some styles in your code here. The general name will be site.css. What is the name? See, style bundle. See, what that? CSS, including Bootstrap and site.css. So in my code, I should use only this one now. How to use? Render. See there. Bootstrap now. See, that's why first I did not open you all these projects. I shown everything to you. And now come here, everything is already implemented in the same style only. All implementation is in the same style. If you have practiced all these things perfectly and on time, and this should not be a confusion for you now. Because it's the same process what we adopted. We done all these things manually, but now they are automated. Okay? So it is using bundling, it is using layout, all these things. So table, condensed, different bootstrap styles are there. Yeah, you can use a bootstrap style. I have a bootstrap style called table only. I have a bootstrap style called as table condensed. And I said, you explore them in Google. What are the table styles? And check it out. What are the different table styles and try to change them. Try to change them. R&D. No one will help you on that. See, this will show you rounded. This will show you curved. Who will tell you? Yeah, it's not logic to explain here. It is visualization. So you only should do all the R&D on it. Okay. Now, first row. First row should contain the column names. How many? 6 columns. 5 column names are, oh, we know SID, name, class, fees, status. Sixth column is actions. Under actions, I want to add 3 links. Clear? So let me add the first row, TR, with the 6 columns. And guys, recollect, if you know this or don't know, then we'll talk on that. Come on. TR, TH, HTML dot, display name for. Remember, the display name for will extract the column name now. Yes, lambda expression, yes, dot SID is going to fetch the column name and show you there, these 5. And this is the static column. I'm explicitly adding it. What is the text for it? Actions. Got it? Next. Next row is the data rows, and data row should be looped. Data row should be looped. So what you should write? For each, where, student, in, model. What is your model? List. Your model is a list. Don't forget. List of students. Correct? Now what will come here? Every iteration will bring you a student now. Just put your mouse there. It is telling you student is which type? Student type. And what is model? List of student. I remember this list only. List of student. One by one student will come now. So loop runs now. One by one student is going to be fetched from the table. Can you build a row now? Can you build a row? Come on, let's build a row. How? Again, TR. Okay, one by one column. Now we should use a TD. And in the place of display name for, what I should use? Display for. Alright, display for now. Display name for, display for. We talked about both these 2 things already. Okay, fine. Same way, let me add you all the remaining things here. Okay, now, sir, what about the image? Yeah, you're required to put the image in the last column now, image. And remember, for image, how do you bind an image? Array, HTML image, how do you bind an image here? SRC. In HTML, how do you bind an image? SRC is equals to the path. Correct now? Okay, the path. Now, am I using a helper or a normal HTML? I don't have a helper for image here, normal HTML. So, strongly typed helpers are not there. See how to write the logic. Come on, if you can understand this. Image, SRC, which folder? I created that for you. Student.photo, not yes.photo, because we are not using helper. We should refer to student.photo. Tomorrow, if you are using non-helpers, here also we should do the same thing only. Student.id, student.name. That's how you should write now. But when helpers are used, how do you write? In alias, lambda, and then you should write a student.sid, student.name. This is how you should write it. Are you clear or not? Sir, can't I say yes dot? Can't I say yes dot? You can't say yes dot. What you should refer? Student. You're required to refer to the student basically now. So student dot. You're required to say student dot and you're required to do all this. Here also same. Student dot photo. What is the width I'm taking? Height. I mean, I'm showing only a small image here, just an icon, thumbnail. Then, if image is not there, I'll show no image text now. Clear? Next column. The next column, you should create 3 action links. 3 action links. First one, view. What is that view? The view is to see the detailed information about that particular student now. Edit. A page to edit. Delete. A page to delete. Now tell me, view should call an action method. Edit should call an action method. Delete should call an action method. These action method requires any input or not. You called view. Do you need an input for that? Yes, nah. What is that? SID. Otherwise, how do you show? Edit. SID. Delete. SID. For everything, SID is a value I require now. Understood me or not? Okay. So let me add you the next TD. Under this TD, 3 hyperlinks are what I'm just going to add now. How many? 3 hyperlinks are what I'm going to add now. And how do you add a hyperlink? You already know that. I don't require to give any explanation. Watch, guys. What is the text? You want to show it as a details. So show me your choice. When you click on the details, it will show the details information of that particular thing. Okay, let me call it as details here. So what it will show you? The details. The method I'm going to invoke is, sir, previous one, display students. Display students. Now the new method is, and display students expects a parameter, guys. Which parameter? ID. Means that method should be available in my code now. Public view result display student. For this, SID should be a parameter. For this, tell me, one student or multiple students? Louder. Help me how to get dal dot select underscore student SID comma true. What it indicates? All active record. Get me when the record is active. Get me when the record is active. But this will get you one record or multiple. Sorry, it gets you a row or it gets you a table. In SQL Server, I'm writing a query like this. Okay, this one. This will get you a row or table. Table here. Table with one row, not a row. It won't give you row. What will give you? Table. Here also, this one is going to create a list. What is it going to return you? A list. A list with one record. Now tell me, if I say like this, what will happen? Say like this, what will happen here? Is the list 0. Then it will get you one record now. Now can I say like this? Student is equals to. See there, no error. But if I say, if I don't use it, error. Why? A list of student cannot be converted into student. A list of student cannot be converted into student. So from the list, I'm picking the 0th record. 0th record is a student. Array, string array. First element is a string now. List student array. First element is a student now. And now I need to pass it to the view. Are you clear? We'll design it here. Hold on, we'll design it. But for this, SID should come as a parameter, remember. So that SID, I should pass it here. See, route values. Object, route value. We are passing the route now. Yes, ID. So what will happen, the value will go to the action method in the form of a query string. In the form of a query string, sir, not route, not route. Why? You did not modify the route config. Did you modify the route config? We did not modify. Why? Modifying the route config is a headache. Yeah, tomorrow I want name is again I should modify the route config. So I say don't modify. Use query string. So this value will be passed in the form of a query string. So in the address bar, what you will see, your controller name student slash display student query string SID is equals to 101 or 102, whatever it is. And you already know query string values can be read here now. And this method should execute. Got it? Same like this here. You need a link for edit and you need a link for delete. For edit, one link is required. For delete, one link is required. Okay? So edit link is same only na? Same style. So, but what should be the text here? Edit. And here also, guys, edit student. There also SID should be passed. Next one, delete here. Delete. I should have a link here called delete. The method name should be delete student. Just a small thing to listen. What is it? Guys, when you want to delete, how you want to delete? See, when you click on edit, a view will open. You can edit and save. When you click on details, a view will open and show you the output. When you click on delete, do you want to launch a view and delete or directly delete with a confirmation? If you want to delete with a confirmation, some JavaScript code has to be executed now. Comma, HTML attributes now, new of, and you can write the JavaScript code now. What? On click is equals to confirm. On click is equals to confirm. You're going to write the JavaScript code here. See? Are you clear? So observe it. How to write it? Curly braces. On click is the K is equals to. You just require to call it JavaScript code now. In the double quotes, return. Return what? Confirm. Are you sure of deleting the record? So this is the JavaScript code that executes for you on click now. Understood me or not? Okay, fine. All this is clear now. Now here ends your table. Here ends your table. This is end for the rows. Here, guys, I'm adding another row with 1 TD. Call span is equals to 6. Align is equals to center. What do you want to put there, sir? I want to put a link there for adding a new student, man. For adding when I click on the link, it should open me a page to open, add a new student now. Come on, @HTML.action link. Tell me, what is the name? What do you want to show there? Add new student. It'll show the text as add new student. Tell me the name of the action method you want. Add student. And add student doesn't require any input, say. Correct? So no need to pass anything now. Are you clear? Watch the output. Watch the output of it, guys. First see the output. Second time we'll debug and we'll see all the things. First, let us see the output as it is first. In the second iteration, I'll debug all the things. See, the first example, I'm telling you step by step all the things what I've just done here. Going forward, view creations will be same. I again want to talk about view creations again and again, I'm telling you. Are you clear? First time we are doing it, I'm telling you. Next time onwards, this view creation, I won't tell you array, ID, class, all these things I won't tell you. Understood me? See here what you got. Why? Because you've done a data annotation, remember. Student ID, name, class, fees, photo, actions. See in the last. If you feel like, sir, this is showing in the last, how do I know? Can't we add in the top? Yeah, add the row on the top now. You can add the row on the top of the table now. That is our choice now. See, come back here. This row, let me take it from here. I will add it on the top of the table as a hyperlink. No need a row. No need any row or anything, man. Just like a hyperlink, I want to add it. That's all. A simple hyperlink. Later on, you can do stylings or whatever you want. See there. So on the click of it, you have a provision for adding a new student now. Understood or not? If I make it look like a oh, it's out of the table. Inside the table. See, design is a user's choice. How you want to show. Clear? But on the top of the column names, it doesn't look good here. So that's where either completely out of the table or the last row. Either add it in the last row. Choice is yours here. Wherever you want, add that link there. That's all. I'm adding here now. Save it. Refresh it. All clear? See the images? Got it? Okay. Come on, guys. Let us debug this. Let us debug this one clearly. At the rate student will refer to the student here. You write for each loop. When you write a for each loop, I have a string array. The array name is SARR. How do you write? For each string str in SARR. Now inside of it, how do you refer to the string str only now? What did you write in your code? For each student, correctly student in model. Now how do you refer to your student now? Student, that will I done. Student dot photo. Every student has one photo now. This will pick you one by one student. One by one student. Every iteration will bring you one student. Student dot photo will refer to the photo of the student now. Okay? That's what I'm telling you. Debug it, you'll understand it much better. Where to put the breakpoint? Controller. Initial starting point is that only na. Come on. Let me refresh. See, the request hit here. Now it will call you. Select student. Okay. F11. You came here. Watch. What are the inputs you're passing here? Both are null. Both are null. If both are null, no need to pass any information to my procedure. See there. Created an empty list. Now watch. Clear the old parameters if any. Next. Procedure name. Condition false. Condition false. Condition false means no parameter is added. Yes or not? I'll preview. Watch. This is the command now. The command expanded. You'll find parameters here. No parameters are there. See. No parameters are added. Why? No need to pass any value. Okay. Now, procedure will execute and loads the data. All the data loaded in the data reader now. And you can see the field count. Field count is 5. Are not rows, columns. Row count is not there because data will fetch you only one record at a time. Okay. It's a column. Now, while loop entered inside. Now it will pick the first record. It will pick the first record. Initially, watch. Your student sees count 0. Correct? And now the student instance is created now. Watch. What is that? First record. See there, 101. First record that is added to the list. Added to the list. See now, student has one record. Now the second record is picked up. Another instance is created. See now, it has two records. Third record is picked up. See, every time you can put your mouse and see now. 103 added. Again, fourth record, 104. Clear? Fifth time, 105. Okay? Now again it is checking. Condition failed. Why? No more records. No more records comes out. Then goes to finally block. What is it doing? Closing the connection. Return the students. Who called it? Controller called it. So now it is going to send the data back to controller. See, showing you here. I'm returning a count and you can see, if you click on the view, you can see the data also. All the data, see. You can export into a CSV file if you want. You can export into a Excel file if you want. All options are inbuilt there. Okay. So that's why I said you always debugging skills should be good. Then you can watch everything in detail basically. Debug. Don't blindly write up the code, watch the output. Oh, I got the output. All right, how did you get the output? That is what you require to analyze. Okay. So coming back and now see, initially students is null. Correct? Once the execution is completed, student has 5 records in its serial. Now, these 5 records are passed to the view now. The view is receiving, see, layout applied, see? Now coming back, now see, it is building the header row. Header row is constructed. Now, for each, picking one by one student now. See now, this contains the first student. And you are displaying the ID, name, class, fees, photo. And then all these links, all this particular link. Sir, why you did not go here? Because this is not C# code, HTML code. You can debug only C# code. @HTML.display for is C# code here. But IMG is not C# code. That is HTML. And this loop runs for 5 times. See, second record. Now, picks you the second record now. Building the second row. Building the third row. See again. It doesn't go to that line. Noticed? But again it is coming to this line because that is again C# code. Fourth row. Fifth row. Done with all the 5 rows? Now checking. Are there any records? No. Now came out and it came to the last TR now. It's building a new row in the bottom. And now it is going to launch the view. Understood? Now you click on details. It is going to call a method. See? Look at the address bar. Display student, question mark. This is what I said to you. The value is passed to that in the form of a query string. Okay? Same way. Edit. Edit student, query string. Delete the JavaScript code. Cancel, will not submit the page to server. Right? Okay. Will submit the page and call the method delete student for which the SID is passed. Is it clear? Now actually, when you come to here, there's a display student. This method is there. What is missing here? Array, for view, for details here, we got a view engine error. For remaining 2, we got 404 error. Action method is not there. But here action method is there. View is not there. Correct? So right click, add view, MVC5 view. And while adding the view, I said you guys, if at all, you want to escape from writing that model import statement, choose here, empty, and choose the model class. What's a model class? Student. Click on add button. That will write out the first line for you. See there, display student. And here, write down the code to display it. How you want to show? I explained this concept to you already. Image should come in the left-hand side. Right-hand side, the data should come. I shown you this example for you in the partial views. Are you clear? Same design I'm expecting here. And because that is the same design, what I'm expecting, you can observe it, guys. It's a simple code, what I have implemented here. Observe. See what? H2, student details. Table. See now, first row has 2 columns. Here, row span 4. And there I'm binding the image. See here, image, I'm showing a full size image now. 200 pixels. Now, on the other side, SID, name, class, fees. And then one link to navigate to the back now. Which method? Display students. Navigates to display students. Is only presenting here. There's no logic or nothing here. Simply I'm showing the data there. That's all. And this one, without writing the logic, if you recollect, I said you this concept to you already. What is that? If you don't want to write this logic all on your own, simply what we can do, use the details template now. The details template, but it will generate you DD. Description list. Like this, it generates you. No, sir, I don't want it like this. Then design on your own now. Is also ready now. Is also ready. But first what you require to run is display students. That is the entry point for you now. Now when you run display students, there'll be a details button. When you click on the details button, it will launch you this view now. It is going to launch you the new view and displays you the detailed information of the appropriate thing. And I'm again telling you, designing how you want to design is your choice here. I'm not going to talk on the appropriate thing. I like to design my way. You want to show somewhere else, just do it your own on your own way. I'm removing the breakpoint here. Initially, all the students has to be loaded. And layout is there. Did you notice? See, layout. Layout is there. Now click on the details. That's what your details. An image and all the 4 values on the right. Are you clearer? Understood? So what is pending still? Sir, adding, editing, deleting. Before we add, we will clear off all these records here. We'll clear off all this particular record. That's the sample purpose. I just shown all this particular data. Tomorrow, we will delete off all these things completely and we will design things. Uploading a photo, all these things we'll see. Okay, now let me stop it here. We'll meet tomorrow.